welcome to Daily Reflection with Sonia Rodriguez. Today is Tuesday, the 5th of January 2021. We're going to reflect on the Gospel according to Mark, chapter 6, verses 34 to 44. Let's open our hearts and listen. As he went ashore, he saw a great crowd, and he had compassion for them, because they were like sheep without a shepherd. And he began to teach them many things. When it grew late, his disciples came to him and said, "This is a deserted place, and the hour is now very late. Send them away so that they may go into the surrounding country and villages and buy something for themselves to eat." But he answered them, "You give them something to eat." They said to him, "Are we to go and buy 200 denarii worth of bread and give it to them to eat?" And he said to them, "How many loaves have you? Go and see." When they had found out, they said, 5 and 2 fish. Then he ordered them to get all the people to sit down in groups on the green grass. So they sat down in groups of hundreds and of 50s. Taking the 5 loaves and the 2 fish, he looked up to heaven and blessed and broke the loaves and gave them to his disciples to set before the people. And he divided the 2 fish among them all. And all ate and were filled. And they took up 12 baskets full of broken pieces and of the fish. Those who had eaten the loaves numbered 5,000 men. The Gospel of the Lord. We feel overwhelmed at times when faced with an obstacle or a task that appears insurmountable. It seems way beyond our scope, and in such a situation, without even giving it a shot, we attempt to palm it off to someone else or just give up, stating that it's not our cup of tea. In today's Gospel passage, with every passing hour, the disciples seem to get increasingly agitated, seeing the large crowd, wondering when Jesus would end his teaching so they could send them away. Perhaps they were looking at enjoying some peaceful time alone with Jesus and having a meal together. After all, they had just returned from their mission and were waiting to share their experiences with him. However, Jesus had other plans. He himself was tired and hungry and was also upset about the death of John the Baptist. Nevertheless, there was an important lesson to impart first. He knew his disciples were trying to escape the problem, that is, of feeding the multitude, instead of at least attempting to solve it. He wanted to train them to develop a solution-centric approach, so he guided them along by giving them a few steps. First, be accountable and face the problem. You give them something to eat, he said. 2. Work as a team and examine possible solutions. How many loaves have you? Go and see. 3. Break the problem down into smaller tasks. Get all the people to sit down in groups. 4. Pray before taking any action. Taking the 5 loaves and the 2 fish, he looked up to heaven. 5. Initiate the action. He gave them to his disciples to set before the people. And 6. Review the outcome. They took up 12 baskets full of broken pieces and of the fish. In many life situations, our understanding may fall short because of our limited vision. That's why we need to trust and depend on the Lord. See Proverbs 3:5. We should never give up, because through Him and His strength we can assuredly do all things. See Philippians 4:13. There was another crucial lesson Jesus taught us on that day, of putting others' needs before our own. It wasn't enough to just nourish the people spiritually through His teachings. At that point, it was important to fulfill their physical needs too. God is love, and His love teaches us to go out of our way to meet the needs of our fellow human beings. Little children, let us love, not in word or speech, but in truth and action. That's 1 John 3:18. So, let's seek to be problem solvers in life, believing that we are never alone. And whatever we do, let's do it with love. God bless you.